Welcome to the Campus News Bulletin. The headlines. In Insight, we have the President of India, Pranab Mukherjee, gracing the 23rd convocation of Pondicherry University with his presence. The School of Social Science and US Consulate collaborates in conducting a Southern Asia Studies program. An international workshop on religion organized by Sociology Department. The Department of Social Work launched HUG Help Unite Generations campaign on 20th September. A seminar on Syrian conflicts and its implications in the world was conducted by the Department of Politics and International Studies. A two-day lecture on rock art was organized by the Department of History. Onam celebrated by Pondicherry University students. The Department of History organized a lecture on archaeological perspectives of India and the world. The Department of Chemistry conducted a lecture on sustainable polymers and bottom-up synthesis of sugars. The Department of Performing Arts presented Tappetagulu, scholarship scheme for academic exchange between European Union and India. Before we move on to the detailed news, we have Sunish with Insight.
Thank you, Anbarashi. In today's Insight, we have the 23rd annual convocation of Pondicherry University. Honorable President of India and University visitor Sri Pranab Mukherjee delivered the convocation address.
Sri Virendra Kataria, Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry, and Anbarashi, Chief Minister of Puducherry, D. Narayan Swami, Minister in the Prime Minister's Office and in charge of Personal Public Grievances, Pensions, Sri P. Kanan, Member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha, Professor Chandra Krishnamurthy, Distinguished Vice Chancellor of this University, Dr. J. Sampal, Registrar, Pondicherry University, distinguished faculty members, staff, and officers of the Pondicherry University, recipients of gold medals, doctorate degrees and other degrees, deans, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, dear students. It's a great pleasure for me to be here today for the 23rd convocation of this university and see the exuberance and excitement in the students who have come for the venerable occasion. I am also glad to have made use of this opportunity to visit once again your beautiful state. It is a beautiful city which evokes instant appreciation for the grand mansions, beautiful boulevards, placid promenades. It was place of great Tamil poet, Bharatadishan, another illustrious Tamil poet, Subramaniam Bhattacharya, chose this place to write some of his memorable poems. Sri Aurobindo came here to establish a globally revered lesson. Dear students, this university was established in 1985. While going through the profile of this university and the report of the Vice Chancellor, I could not help but admire the remarkable way in which this seed of higher learning has developed over the years. In 3 campuses, 15 schools, 37 departments, and 10 centers over 400 faculty members today teach over 6,000 students, courses in 175 postgraduates and research disciplines. It also has 87 affiliated colleges that enroll over 5,000 students. It is truly emerged as an educational hub in the southern region. I congratulate you. The state-of-the-art facilities in the university have paved the way for a student-friendly and result-oriented academic environment. University has pursued an education-led development in the region. I am happy to note that it has adopted villages and initiated interactive programs with local communities and bodies. Dear students, convocation is a red letter day in the academic calendar of any university. It marks the culmination of a phase of learning. I congratulate all the students who have received their degrees and diplomas today. Graduation symbolizes the beginning of a new journey, where knowledge and skills acquired by you in your alma mater will be put to test. There will be times when you will find success easily, and times when you will face adversity. The trying moments will test your mettle. Your hard work, discipline, commitment, and determination will help you navigate through the difficulties and rough terrain. Perhaps, well, for meeting the life's challenges, do not leave any chance to be late in future. The role of university in the life of a student has been eloquently described by the first President of the Republic, Dr. Anbarashi, and I quote a few lines from his observations. A university is or should be an artist's studio where not clay, nor stone, or wood has to be molded, or cut, or chiseled into shape, but where human beings with different temperaments, varying capacities, changing moods, and limitless variety of what may be called hereditary tendencies or sanskars have to be put not only into beautiful shape, but also rendered into useful instruments that can serve others and what is more, serve themselves well. The product has to be not only accomplished gentlemen and women, but also truly useful and serviceable members of the society, loyal, helpful, and sacrificing citizens of a country. Unquote. As students, you have had the benefit of a progressive educational system. As you now enter a stage where you can give back to your society. Make your contribution and make it count. India is an aspiring nation. We can reach the zenith, but it requires sacrifices and contributions from all. You are all capable and intelligent minds. It is your duty to take our country forward, do all that is necessary to realize the country's goal. Friends, we have made right to education a reality in our country. It was a long commitment. In the directive principles of the Constitution, which we adopted on 26 January of 1950, we made this commitment to the people of this great country. because of various factors, we could not implement it. But yes, now we have passed an act to implement that commitment which we made many years ago. Right to Education Bill has been passed by Parliament, has received the President's assent and put into operation. But what we want now is not only right to education, but we want right education. A university has to be a temple of learning, of humanism, tolerance, and balanced reasoning. Through the intellectual pursuit and knowledge sharing of scholars, academicians, and scientists, it has to contribute to the progress of our society and the nation. Education has to create responsible, innovative, analytical, and compassionate citizens. It has to respond positively to the changes in society. Every youth aims at becoming intellectually competent and technically skilled, but knowledge generation without value formation counts for little. Education without values is like a flower without fragrance. Education has to impart values to the youth to make them sensitive to fellow human beings. It has to be a process that completes an individual in all respects. I was a teacher before I joined public service, and I know from my own personal experiences what rewarding to a teacher when he finds the gleaming eyes, the receptive minds of the young men and women, eagerly listening to every word of the teacher, and at the end of it, satisfying their queries. When they have broad smile on their lips, I don't think any better reward a teacher can expect from anyone in his profession. I know how satisfying it is for a teacher to give students the joy of learning, to make them appreciate, reflect, and differentiate the strands of thinking, to make them worthy and willing to shoulder responsibility. The faculty is the lifeblood of a university. They must continuously renew their understanding of the subject. They must be able to transfer knowledge to their students with dedication and commitment. They must act as friend and guide to the students, even willing to counsel and show them how best they can gear themselves to face this harsh world. I take a moment here to complete the entire academic fraternity of Pondicherry University for their selfless labor at preparing the students to face the test of life. My only request to them, keep the flags high and march onward. Friends, the central importance of higher education in a country's development is well recognized. If we are to grow as a nation, the education system has to figure prominently in the template of progress. There is a dearth of quality academic institutions to prepare our next generation in our country. There is no doubt that there has been tremendous physical expansions. Right now, when I am speaking before you, there are 659 degree-giving institutions, more than 33,000 colleges, more than 1 crore 80 lakh students are enrolled in the higher education, which is likely to increase to 2 crore 90 lakhs in the 12th plan. But it is unfortunate. When the universal ranking comes, It's a sad reflection on us that not a single Indian university finds its name in the first top 200. But that was not the case. India dominated the realm of the higher education, not once, twice, 1 decade or 2 decades, but 1200 years, from 6th century BC, from the days of Takshashila University, where great minds, four civilizations confluenced. From there to the downfall of Nalanda in the 12th century AD, these long 1800 years, India dominated the world higher education. Mighty minds and students used to come from different parts of the world to have education and lessons from here. I do not find any reason why we cannot go back to that position. We have the talent, we have the capacity, we have the dedicated teachers who can inspire, who can rekindle the interest in the mind of the students. What is required, all these elements to be properly coordinated and integrated so that we can achieve this objective of having a high ranking in our academic excellence so that we can occupy our rightful place in the high table of international community. We have to keep pace with the change. It is gratifying to note that during the 12th plan period, we have focused on both expansion, equity, and I repeat, excellence, governance, funding, and monitoring. These aspects have to be implemented in the right spirit for the higher education sector to see far-reaching changes. The academic curriculum has to be updated regularly. The assessment system has to be made more reliable and objective. Dear students, science and technology have greatly influenced the course of human civilization. It holds the key to future economic growth and social development. Our universities have to create an environment for supportive innovation. Teaching and research are the two eyes of the university. While high standards in teaching have to be achieved, high quality research that will push knowledge frontier and evolve technology for the development has to be promoted. The quality of our research has to be comparable to the best in the world. Our researchers have to cooperate with one another to find solutions to critical problems. New products have to be designed that are useful to the common man and is affordable to him. Our innovations have to create livelihood and improve the quality of life in rural areas. Local technological needs have to be addressed by our university by creating research and development centers for such technologies in their campuses. Research campuses also have to be set up in rural areas to act as fountainheads for innovation and technology-led growth in these regions. Dear students, in conclusion, I only want to say that you are ready now after years of trying hard. You have acquired capabilities here which you must generously put to use in the nation building process. I wish you all a successful career, purposeful life ahead. May all your dreams come true. I also wish the Pondicherry University and all those associated with it the very best in the years ahead. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Vice Chancellor Professor Chandra Krishnamurthy presided over the convocation. Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry, Sri Virendra Kataria, Chief Minister of Puducherry, Sri N. Rangaswamy, Union Minister for Prime Minister's Office, V. Narayanaswamy, and Member of Parliament P. Kannan were the dignitaries who graced the occasion. 206 gold medals were awarded to students in bachelor's, master's, MPhil, and doctorate degrees.
Now, the news in detail. The School of Social Sciences and International Studies conducted a Southern Asia Studies program in association with US Consulate General, Chennai.
Dr. Alice Diba, Associate Professor from Delaware University, delivered a talk on the United States and East Asia's transitioning system, the significance of the rebalance.
So we can think about this in terms of a number of changes: material changes, cognitive changes, institutional changes ongoing in East Asia.
She pointed out East Asia as a transitioning system with reference to the role of United States, and also noted China's growing influence in Southeast Asia.
The Department of Sociology conducted a 3-day international workshop on religious change in contemporary India in association with University of Gothenburg, Sweden.
Workshop was inaugurated on 26th of September. Professor B.P. Mohanty, Head of the Department of Sociology, delivered the welcome address. Professor A.K. Sander from the University of Gothenburg, the chief guest, spoke how empirically religion could be studied in contemporary times.
When you look at the area of religious studies, which in the Western world again is empirical, scientific studies of religion, not theology, not studies of the Bible or the Quran or so on, what they really mean, but it's studies of what people actually do, what people actually believe, what people actually think in the name of religion. So it's sort of scientific, empirical studies of religion in religious studies. In India, there is a striking disparity between the richness of the human phenomena that can be considered religious and the paucity of the departments, centers, and programs for an academic study of religion. So despite that India, in one sense of the term, could be said to be one of the most religious nations in the world, they are a nation that has the least studying of the phenomena.
The felicitation address was delivered by Dean, School of Social Sciences, Professor M.K. Jha, followed by the convener of the workshop, Dr. Sudha Sitharaman.
The Department of Social Work, in association with Helpage India Aged Care Puducherry, released a book on the journey of Helpage India. On the same occasion, HUG, a campaign to help unite generations, was also launched.
The main motive of the HUG campaign is to reduce isolation, depression, and abuse of the elderly. Students felicitated some senior citizens of Puducherry by tying an elderly band. An array of cultural events were performed on their honor. Sharing their experience, the senior citizens expressed their gratitude for gifting such a remarkable day in their life.
The Department of Politics and International Studies conducted a seminar on the topic Syrian conflicts and its implications in the world. Professor P. Lazarus Samraj of the department presented the seminar.
Iraq is now at the hands of America. Iraq is controlled by Americans. Then Jordan, another ally of United States of America. Then the deadly enemy, Israel. Just it is surrounded by vultures. So most insecure country in the world now, more than Israel, Syria is the most insecure country.
The main topics of discussion for the seminar were Syrian balkanization, Arab Spring, 1963-2011 emergency, and rebellion against Bashar al-Assad.
The Department of History organized a 2-day guest lecture by Dr. K.K. Chakrabarty IAS, Chairman Lalit Kala Academy, Government of India. He delivered a lecture on Indian rock art in global perspective and counter-argument to cognitive colonialism.
He spoke about the physical and mental appropriation of rock art and clarified the concept of ethnographic style and its translation.
If we look at the last 50 years of history, I mean the current rate of extinction is 40,000 times than the background rate of extinction.
He also explained the various geometric and different cultured states of our country.
See you on the other side of this short break. Students of Pondicherry University celebrated Onam.
The most awaited festival of Kerala, Onam, brought together unity, prosperity and goodness among the university students. As part of this colorful celebration, students of various departments designed Pookalam and served payasam.
A lecture on sustainable polymers and bottom-up synthesis of sugars, carbon transition metal catalysts was conducted by the Department of Chemistry. Dr. Sendil Andavan, a scientist fellow in Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, delivered the lecture.
Dr. Sendil spoke about the importance of polyurethane and what factors determine the variety of polyurethane. He also discussed about how polyurethane cross-link the chemistry in terms of its density.
You always want to have some excess isocyanate in the urethane leakage formation, so that if some of the isocyanate got reacted in the atmospheric moisture, the remaining isocyanate can completely involve in the urethane leakage formation.
He broadly elaborated the petroleum-based resource that can be substituted by sustainable monomers and explained about biorenewable resources too.
The Department of History organized a guest lecture on Archaeological Perspectives of India and the World by Professor Dilip Chakravarti from Cambridge University on September 12th.
In his lecture, Professor Chakrabarti stressed on the analytical archaeology with special emphasis on South Indian archaeological sites like Podumanal and Kaveri Pattinam.
We have got C14 dates from Harappa, late stage about 1200 BC. Not merely that, we have got Indus seals from West Asia, 2 seals from the famous site of Nippur in Mesopotamia, in a context which is unequivocally 13th century BC.
The Department of Performing Arts, Pondicherry University, arranged a guest performance by Ms. Chinatali and Party from Vijayanagaram, Andhra Pradesh.
Tappetugulu is a traditional folk dance originated in Srikakulam district of Andhra Pradesh. The dancers hang drums in their neck and wear bells around their waist while performing. This dance form is performed in honor of Gangama, the goddess of rain.
Scholarship scheme for academic exchange between European Union and India is likely to benefit the university students and faculty.
It's a golden opportunity for the students from the fields of social sciences, business and management studies. The Interdisciplinary Bridges for Indo-European Studies Consortium has an Erasmus Mundus scholarship scheme for the academic exchange between Europe and India. The scholarship scheme is open to undergraduates, postgraduates, postdoctorates and faculty members of the university. For further details, please visit the consortium website erasmus.iescp.org.
That's all from this bulletin. Thank you.